So welcome once again, and I welcome Pam Doran to talk to you about library apps.
All right. Thank you very much for having me yet again. I am a past librarian, which I'm very proud of. I worked at the Desmond Fish Library for probably close to 17 years. And Kim, I think your microphone is unmuted, and it's I'm getting some background noise from you, Kim Gaylord. So if you can hit the mute on your microphone, that would be great. Thank you so much. It's on the bottom left, and it looks like a microphone. I'm currently an education technology specialist, and I truly love listening to audiobooks on my phone. I use the Bluetooth on my car to listen to audiobooks. I like to read ebooks. I just went on vacation recently, and by just having my iPad with me, I had access to thousands of books. So I didn't like one book, I could put it aside and I could start reading a different book. It was absolutely a wonderful thing. And these books you check out with your library card, so you don't have to pay for them. And the lovely thing about it is they do return themselves when you use Libby. So when I check out a book, and that's the first app we're going to go through, I like it. I decide how long I'm going to keep it. And then at the end of 2 weeks or 1 week, whatever I select, the book just goes back. So I don't have that stress of, where was that book? Where do I got to find it? Oh, I think I forgot where that was. I'm going to have to put it back. So, I live in Hillsdale, and the C-130 plane just buzzed over my house. It was a little bit distracting. I don't know if anyone else is here from Hillsdale and they just heard it. That's one of the thrills we get here living in Hillsdale. This tremendous plane goes flying over the house very low. Anyway, so I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to start off. I know there's other libraries here, but I'm going to use the Rojan Library's website as an example to find the different resources to use Libby. You're more than welcome to use the Rojan Library's website after tonight. You don't have to be a member there because it's all the same link. It's all going to be used the same. So once you're going to your different websites, it'll look the same when you get to Libby. So let me share my screen, and I'm going to turn off my camera here. And I'm just going to use, the microphone on this because it's better than the microphone on my laptop. So let me share my screen with you. I'm going to share my sound. Okay. And this add play. More controls. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to visit the Rojan Library website. And you can, again, use this in the future, or you're welcome to use your home library. So here on the Rojan Library's website, if I scroll down a little bit, you'll see I have a series of library. Let me turn off the site here a second. This out of the way. Thank you. So if I go here, I'll see Meet Libby. This is the application that you use to access the ebooks and the audiobooks. You can access from a variety of devices. You can access from your computer, which I'm going to do now. And then later, I'm going to show you how you can access using an application on your phone. So here under Meet Libby, I'm going to go down here to click here. And that is going to bring up the main website for Libby. So you can see the different books that are available. If it has a picture of a book, an ebook, it's an ebook. If it has the headphones, it's an audiobook. You do need to use your library card in order to visit this site and to check out books. If you don't currently have a library card, it's okay. You can click the link on the top here and sign up for a library card at your home library. So if you don't currently have a library card, you don't have to go into a branch to get one. You can get a library card there. But I'm going to go here to sign in. And I do have a library card. And the first thing it's going to ask is to please select your library. And we are the Mid-Hudson Library System. I'm going to put in my card number and put a little password in here. So this is my library card number. That's the barcode that's found on the back of my library card. And then I have a PIN that I set up. And you either set it up with your library card here, or you would set it up at the branch. Usually it's about 4 digits. If you can't remember your PIN or you forgot it, you can click PIN help here, and that will help you reset or create a PIN for your library card. Once you have both of these items, you can sign in. And now that I'm signed in, you can see the books that are available, and it kind of lines it up almost like Netflix. It creates different bands where you can see. So first it starts off with themed, like shelves or bands going across. Here's a band books, popular fiction. So you can see, and then it even has magazines. So, and these are the current magazines that you would find on the newsstand in either the IGA or in CVS or the stores there, and you can read them and borrow them. And they look we'll go into them. They look exactly like the magazines that you have in the store. Fiction ebooks. So the bands are here. So if you're not sure exactly what book you're looking for and you're like, let me see what's out there, it's kind of like a mini library, a digital library. If I click on here underneath, I have the different subjects. So if I click on subjects and I know the kind of books I'm interested in reading, like if I'm someone who's a big fan of historical fiction, you can click any of these subjects and you can see exactly just those items. So I'm going to pick historical fiction right now. And you'll see now all I have are the 2,500 different historical fiction books that are available to me. Now, at the top of the books, here you could see a couple waitlist. A lot of these here, place a hold, waste list. Now, yes, these are digital books. However, a publisher has limited the amount of digital copies a library can lend. They don't want an unlimited amount of books available out there because that could cut into their sales of the physical books. So libraries, just like when you go into the library, there are the recently released books and they're 14 days and you have to bring them back. You may have to place holds on the books. Now you can see on this page, every single book here is a waitlist book. And I can page through one by one, and there's 105 pages until I find one that says available. Or, and this is what I like to do, especially if I'm just about to get on a plane and I want to get a book that I can read before I turn my Wi-Fi off, On the left-hand side, I have a filter, and I could filter by available now. And if I click on that, now every single book on my page that I'm going to see and the subsequent pages afterwards are books I can check out immediately, right now. Nothing's going to stop me. Now I'm going to show you a little more on the filter here. Now, another item and a very popular filter that they have is if you go down here, ebooks and audiobooks. Some people prefer to have only see the ebooks because they're looking for something for their Kindle or their iPad. Kind of like me when I went on vacation, I wanted to read a book on the beach. I didn't want to listen. My reading style is I like to listen to audiobooks when I'm driving in the car. And if I'm relaxed and sitting down and not driving, I prefer print. So you can switch them here. So if I wanted just audiobooks, I could pick that, or I could say if I just want ebooks. Now, there's a few different versions of ebooks and audiobooks. You can see now that I've opened these drop downs, I now have a list of Overdrive Read, EPUB, PDF, Kindle. If you have a Kindle, you have to go with the Kindle ebooks. Overdrive Read means you're going to look at it on a browser. Now, some of the Kindles, like the Kindle Fire, has a browser, so you'll be able to pick both of these. But if you have something like a Kindle Paperwhite, you're going to have to pick only this category. EPUB books and PDF books can be used on a variety of tablets as well. The same with audiobooks. You'll see Overdrive Listen audiobook. That means you're going to listen to it on the browser of your computer. Or an MP3 audiobook means that you can listen to on the phone. Now you'll see that these numbers are identical, 400, 400. That's because all the audiobooks are available in both formats. So let's open Jane Austen's Emma here, which is an audiobook. I can see that by the headphones here. I'm going to click on the cover. And now we're inside the book and we have not borrowed it yet. We're still evaluating it. We're deciding if this is the one we want. So if you want to listen to the book, because sometimes with an audiobook, you may think the book looks interesting, but you might want to listen to a sample first to make sure the reader's correct. And in this example, we've actually found a Spanish language book. So let's listen to a sample.
Emma, por Jane Austen. Narrado por Vicky Ancera.
Okay. So upon looking at this one, if I don't speak Spanish, I'd be like, I'm glad I listened to the sample and I didn't check it out yet. This is not exactly what I would want. So let me go back one and let's try a different book. Let me see. I think looks like we're in the Spanish language. Did I select that by accident? Here's language. I'm going to pick English here. There we go. Here we go. So let's go with Ken Follett. And this now is a ebook. And just like the audiobooks, you could take a quick look at a sample of the book, almost like if you were standing in the library and you physically wanted to page through to see if that was the book you wanted to check out. You could take a peek inside the book. By clicking on the side, I can turn the pages and decide if this book is the one I want to check out. You can see a description, details, and even reviews. So reviews not only from people who use Libby, but also reviews from known critics and like Kirkus and Booklist. So if I've decided that this is the book that I want to borrow, I'm going to click the borrow button. Here is where I'll decide how long I would like to have that book. So you can select 21 days, 14 days, 7 days. So it gives you a little bit of choice. I'm going to pick 7 days for myself. Try pick the least amount of days you think if you're a fast reader, because if there is a wait list on books, or if you ended up getting this, you want to give someone else a turn with the book. I'm going to select borrow. Oh, well, I guess someone checked it out before I got there. So it's not available right now. So I'm going to place a hold on it. And it says now that I'm number 12 on 8 copies. So as soon as a copy of A More of Light is checked in, I'll get an email saying, hey, your book's ready, and it'll let me check it out. It does offer you copies of Ken Follett books that you might like if the one that you wanted to is not available right now. So let's pick Pillars of the Earth. And I'm going to borrow this one. Wow, why does this keep happening? Ken Follett, everyone loves him. He is a good author.
Yeah, I don't know the answer to that, Pam, but it is something that the quirk that happens once in a while,
Yeah, I'm going to try see if this one lets me. Okay, this one now checked out to me. So here, now that I've checked this book out, I can listen in my browser because this one happens to be an audiobook. And it gives me the options to set up Libby. Now, like I said before, there's 2 ways you can listen to books or read books. You can use your computer like I'm using now, or you can use the Libby app, which is something you can get for your iPhone or your Android or even your iPad or tablet. And if I check a book out on my computer, and for some reason I find it more comfortable to browse for the books on my computer on the bigger screen, it will show up in both devices. So I can go log into Libby on my computer. I can listen to the book. I can then log in on my Libby app on my phone and listen to the book. And the nice thing is, if I started listening to this book here on my computer, if I left off, say, chapter 3, a couple lines in, when I switch to my phone later, it's going to start the book in the exact same spot. So I can bounce back and forth between devices, which is very, very, very helpful for me. Because, like I said, I like to use my car radio. So now that this is clicked on to listen, I'm going to play here so you can hear it.
Author's note. The literary antecedents of this novel lie in 2 earlier works of mine. The Unsolved...
Okay. The 2 circles on either side is to move ahead 15 seconds or to go backwards 15 seconds. And I use this as, say, if I'm listening to a book and then suddenly my phone rings or someone rings the doorbell, the dog is barking or wants to go out, and I get distracted, you can hit that 15 seconds to rewind and go forward. So then over here on the top right, you'll see that there's a couple symbols here. One is playback speed. So you can change how fast the book is read to you or how slow the book is read to you. So sometimes if this is a book that you need to, it's not just a recreational read, but it's something that you're reading either for school or for research, and you need to speed it along a little bit, or if you find that the reader is going too slow for you, you can speed up. I'm going to go right up here to 2 times just to make it extreme so you can see how this changes it.
Murders in Jefferson Davis Parish formed the backdrop for the Dave Robichaux novel titled The Glass Rainbow, published
So, and you can fine tune that to exactly where you would like it to be. So I'm just going to go a little bit faster here.
by Simon & Schuster in 2010. These homicides are often referred to in the media as the...
So you can move through faster. When you're in a book here, and say if I'm right about here, I'd like to bookmark this spot, I can. And you can have a series of bookmarks throughout the book or the ebook through here. So if you bookmarked here because it was something interesting, something you wanted to refer back to, I could continue to listen.
Jeff Davis 8. The bombing of the Indian village in Latin America happened in 1956.
I can add another bookmark. So that will give me a list of all of my bookmarks that I have for a book. So you can kind of put tabs through it. It's almost like, God forbid, dog-earing the pages. Please don't do that to real library books, but it does allow you to do that. This here, the moon, allows you to turn a playback, a sleep timer on it. So if you like to listen to audiobooks in bed and you know that you're probably going to fall asleep in 15, 20 minutes and you don't want it to just play on for an hour and a half and now you can't have a hard time figuring out where you left off. Or if you know that you only have 30 minutes to listen, you could set a timer and it will turn off the book for you. So if you happen to fall asleep on the book, it doesn't run ahead on you. So those are the tools inside the audiobook. Let's switch here. And I'm going to pick a ebook. And this time I'm going to go into our collections here. Let's do fiction available now. I'm going to pick the first book I see. And this time, let's look at the tools that they have inside the ebook. Let me give it a moment to load. Okay, it starts off with a cover. If I want to turn the pages in a book, you can see as I move my mouse, it turns into a little finger. I can click over onto the right, and it's like I licked my finger and moved it across to turn the page. So you can see here, I can go through the pages. The content pages will allow you to click through and go to a particular page. And then when I click on it, you see when it's a hand and it's not a finger, like I'm going to turn the page, it gives me extra tools for reading this book. So one of the very helpful ones here, over here on the far right, I'm circling it with my mouse. If I click on that, it gives me the chance to change the size of the text. So you can make it a little bigger so that if you prefer large print books, every single book in Libby can be a large print book. You can change the lighting. So if you happen to be out in bright sun and you wanted to make it very, very bright, you could do that. If you wanted a softer sepia tone, so it's more like a page and it's easier on your eyes, you can do that. And also dark, if you happen to be reading in bed and you don't have the lights on, but you could pick which one is the most comfortable for your reading. Okay. And they also offer a few other options, including Open Dyslexic, which is a font that makes it easier for people with dyslexia to read. So I'm going to switch this back to a normal size. I'm going to click here, this top arrow, to make that to make it disappear, so I can go back to my page. Again, I have the big hand, so if I click on it, I can go into search. So if I wanted to search within this book, excuse me, and look for specific moments, keywords, just like if you were searching on Google, you could search inside the book and have it give you a list of links. Here you can bookmark and then have your list of bookmarks. And it tells you a timer here to let you know what pages you're on and how many pages there are left to read in the book. Okay, so I'm going to pause there now that I've gone through the different areas. I'm just going to go back into the Zoom and see if anybody has any questions right now. Let me go back. There's a Zoom. Anybody has any questions about the this so far? If there's anything in the chat, just turn off my camera a second. So if you want to unmute your microphone or put it in the chat, please go ahead. And if nobody has any questions, I'll move on.
This is Matt. Can you hear me?
I can. Go ahead, Matt.
Great. Okay. 3 questions. When you bookmark, can you leave notes to yourself as to why you did it?
Let's check. That's a good question. We'll find out right now. Let's go to loans and see here. This is my 2 books. Let's go into Read Now in browser. With our bookmark. Let's go into our bookmark here. Unfortunately, no. It does not look like that. So you would have to make yourself a little note of the page that you are going, that you're bookmarking. So here I could see on my page 165 and 166. So you might not just need a separate notebook on the side.
Okay. Got to reinvent the system. Here's 2 more that are related in a way. Can you highlight and can you underline?
Let's see. No, you cannot do that with this. It is a library book. So it is, it's not your own personal copy.
Right.
So
I figured while you were reading it, it was yours.
But when you return it, all your highlights and your underlining would go away.
They would.
But
And you
no
can
way
add
pulling
that
the
into
plug.
the app, in the Kindle.
in the app, you can do it. In the
Yeah.
Kindle app, you could do it.
Yeah.
Oh,
And we'll cover into the app as well. But if you're using your computer, sometimes when I've done this, I've taken a picture of the page with my camera on the phone that I have, just so I have
Right.
it, and then I use that to
then you could do
then
what you
crop.
want.
Yeah, and then I crop it and use it somewhere else because I'm always on the go too. Sometimes I'm like, eh. So I use my camera for that as well. You can change it to single page. I just saw someone put that here. So if you click this button here, you can switch it from single to double page if you'd like to do that.
If you're viewing through a browser, does that mean that you have to have an active internet connection?
Yes, you would need an active internet connection, but if you download it, so if I go back to my loans, let me go here, loans right here, you'll see here that I can download the EPUB book, and you can download it, but you don't get to keep it forever. When it returns itself, it's actually going to encrypt at the end of your loan period. So the file will still be on your computer, but it'll be unreadable. So
But
that's how it's.
if you're going to the beach, for instance, you'd have to download it as opposed to browser.
Yep. You could download it that way. So, and I'll show you when we switch to the app in just a little bit where you can get it on your app and download it, because it's a little easier on a portable device to have the download. But yes, you can have an offline copy. Yes, you can get on the plane and turn off your, put it on airplane mode and not pay for the Wi-Fi on the plane and read your book and enjoy it. That's not hard to do. Right? Good question. Very good question. Okay. So I am back on the main page here. And one question in the chat I could see here. It says here, if you go into search, this is how you can search for a specific author, subject, or title. Let's put Stephen King. And once I start typing, you can see it starts giving me some choices. So if I pick Stephen King, this gives me only books by Stephen King, and I can see the difference between the available and the wait list. And you can further sort, just like before, by language, anything that you would like to use there. Okay, so you can search there. And to get to your books that you've checked out, over here you have this, looks like a little bookshelf. If you click on that, that's where you can see your books that you have already checked out. And there is a return button here on the bottom. So if you happen to finish before it automatically returns, you can send a book back. And I'm going to send this title back just so it's free for another patron. Okay. And if you happen to put holds on any books, it's in the same area here on the left. You can select holds. And you can see here I have Armor of Light is a hold. I can edit the email I want to be sent to the person who says, hey, it's ready to check out. Suspend hold is if you have like a book you've been waiting for a while and it's now time to go on vacation, you're not going to be available, you're not going to be near a computer. Suspending hold means that you don't lose your place in line in case the book comes back and you don't get a chance to check it out. And you can suspend and unsuspend the hold. And you can also remove the hold. And I'm going to do that because I did this as an example and I don't want to keep it from someone who might read it. Recommendations are books that are recommended to you based on your reading. So other books you might want to look at or read. And history gives you a list of the books that you've already checked out. So you can kind of say, did I read that one already? I'm not sure. Or if you're with someone says, oh, I read this great book. It was by so-and-so. I can't really remember the title. History is where you can go back and see what books you read if you wanted to check that out. Okay. Now here on the top, I'm going to show you the magazines quick so you can get an idea of the different magazines that are available. There are some excellent magazines there. This has saved me money because certain magazines I like to read, I no longer have to do a subscription for. And you can check out any of these books, these magazines. I'm going to pick TV Guide. Well, let's go to golf. We'll take Golf Magazine for an example. You can read a sample, and once you select borrow, you can have it for 14 days, and you can read it in the browser. This is the current issue of Golf. Again. Having some glitches here tonight, Tammy. Let's close Golf Magazine. We'll pick a different one. There we go. Let's pick one of the more popular ones. Let's try Taste of Home. Or Cooks. So we're going to borrow. Read it now. There we go. That's better. Okay, so you can see it looks exactly like the like the magazine itself, right down to the ads. So you can flip through, you can check out the magazines, you can zoom in if you need to. And the recipe index. So there are a ton of magazines available, and you can select another issue. Will let you select back issues. So if it's not the current issue that you're interested in and you want to look at a different year, different magazine, you can go through here and see some back issues as well. Okay. So I am going to stop sharing this one here, or if Tammy, if you're available, if you could just stop sharing this one, because I'm going to switch to my cell phone so we can go to the mobile version of this. Take a look at it.
Pam, it looks like if I stop sharing it, you won't be able to share again.
Okay.
It's like,
So let's see. Let me go into share and see if I can interrupt it. It says other participant is sharing. So let me just close out of this. See if it lets me out. I'll shut down this computer. That'll bump me out. There we go. Okay. So now I'm going to share my screen on my phone so we can go into start now. Okay. So now I'm in.
we're not seeing your phone, Pam.
Not yet.
No.
Okay. Can you see me now?
We can see you.
Okay. Very good. So let me now get my screen going.
Not your screen.
There we go. Screen. Start now.
No.
Can you see the screen yet?
No.
Oh. We're
Hmm.
having a glitch here. Let me go try and make this big again. Let's go back into Zoom. Let's see. Let's go back. Looks like they did an update. Let me just share. Screen, camera, web, Microsoft OneDrive. I'm saying send all of it. No sharing yet, huh?
No sharing.
Wonder. And you still can't see that.
No.
Huh. Okay. I'm going to come back into Zoom a second.
Hold
Okay.
on.
Try making this one a co-host, see if that helps.
You want which one? The one.
The other one I closed out, so it should be just this one. Okay.
I don't. It's not the Pam Doran Bosse's one, right?
Yes, that is
It
the
is
one.
that one. Okay, I'm going to make you the host. I don't seem to have an option for host.
Okay.
Better you should be the host now.
All right, let's see if that allows the sharing now. document screen. Start now.
No.
No. All right. It's not working. Hello, that's not fair. Usually when let me try. You want to take the host back a second before I don't want to end up closing the meeting on you.
I don't know if I can. You're the host.
Okay. A second. Let me go back.
You'll have to put it back to me.
Yeah. Let's see. Meeting in progress. Sorry about this. Thank you for your patience, everyone.
Yeah.
Let's turn this computer back on.
I can reclaim. Okay, I'm reclaiming host.
You got it. Good.
All right.
Yes, it doesn't work. So what I'm going to do is you have all the emails of everyone who's part of this, correct?
Yes.
All right. So what I will do is I will create a screencast of how the mobile app works for that one. And I will make sure that, I put it on YouTube and we'll share it with this consortium of people here. I don't know why Zoom is failing us right now. And then I'm going to go back into Zoom on my computer and I'm going to show you some of the other apps that the library offers. We were talking before about Hoopla. There's other applications. So we'll switch gears just a little bit. And I will, everyone on this call and anyone that you'd want to share it with will also send them the mobile app. I will tell you, the mobile app has all of the same symbols as I was showing you, like the bookshelf, how it's leaned into each other. Everything is there. It's just kind of condensed because it's narrow and it's fitting your cell phone or your iPad. So you will, see that on just the same.
And also everybody should feel comfortable just going into your library and asking library staff to help you set up your device with the app or your Kindle.
Absolutely. Turn that off so I get only, there we go. Yes. And I'm also going to show you, can you hear me now?
Yes. Yes.
Perfect. All right, let me go back into the Rojan library a second. I'm going to show you also, Libby has a wonderful help section as well. Hide. Reading control. Let's make this go away. Okay. Let's go back into the Rojan library for a second, and I will show you here, Rojan library. Again, we have all of their apps here, which again are going to be free. This here for mobile phones, tablets, Kindles, and Fires. If you click this, not only does it give you the information on how to install Libby, the different areas on how to get it on your app, it has a getting started guide. So a lot of the things that I spoke with you tonight, it has a beautiful walkthrough for each of these items and each of the different where to click, how to go through it, how to log in. So a lot of the items that I covered tonight, and the some that I couldn't cover because of some Zoom issues, has a step-by-step guide on how it works, how to browse, and it has a getting started video as well. So if you can't remember anything I showed you tonight, or was something that Zoom failed us, you can go into here and get the getting started guides as well. They have a really nice feature there. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the Rojan library. And here under
Canopy, we're going to look at this one quickly. This is movies and different items that you can look at using your library card. And just like before, whoops, you're going to need to use your, that's not my, 2, 2, 3, 3. Use your library card and your PIN in order to go into here. 2, 2, 3. There's one more 0 in there. Or maybe not. Ah! I'll have to look up my library card. Let's continue. Anyway, so Canopy, let me go back to the beginning here, allows you to look at documentaries, movies, foreign films. So there's a series of movies that you can look at, and you can use it on your TV if you have the Canopy app. So if you have like the Samsung TV or a smart TV and you look for Canopy, you'll be able to log in to see those. You can look on your tablet or on your desktop and laptop. Yes, you can have an offline copy. And here are the different smart devices or TVs that you can use with the Canopy app. And you can add your library card for that. Okay, so next I'm going to go back. Here, free museum passes. While this isn't an app, this is a place where you can go with your library card and you can get free passes to many of our local museums. And you can see a list of some of the museums here that you can go to, like the Clark. There's Olana. I've used the Olana one in the past. I've used it for Mass MoCA as well. Boscobel. So there's quite a few of these museums. If you'd like to reserve a pass, you click here. And that brings you to the library website. And you can pick to request pass. And you have to make sure that you pick your library. So for me, since I'm a Roelof Jansen library owner, I would click request the pass.
So Pam,
Yes.
that only applies to the Empire Path. Otherwise, it doesn't matter.
Right, it doesn't have, but here, there's a few others, request pass, Motorcyclopedia.
Yeah, they're the ones you
There's
have
a
to pick
few.
up in person.
Right, but the ones that say print from home, like the Albany Institute of Art, if you click request pass, you can, I'm not gonna actually do it because I don't want to bump anyone who might want to do it. You put in your library card number and your PIN. There's my library card number. And your PIN, and I'm just gonna copy that somewhere. It verifies your card, and once you continue, you can say how many passes you'd like to reserve. It varies from the different museums. Sometimes you can reserve 1 pass, sometimes you can reserve 1 or 2. It depends on, these are, gratefully donated from the museum, so they get to choose how many people are allowed to go, whether it's an entire family or just one person. You put your name and your phone, your library card, and you can put your cell phone number if you want to get a text, or they'll send you an email to the address, and then you get the pass delivered to you electronically, which then you can take to the museum. So this worked beautifully when I went to visit Mass MoCA, and a few other museums. So it's a very nice way to support local museums and also enjoy some things. And also make sure that you pick the correct date. You can see here, Friday the 9th, this is what's available. No dog. Okay, so you can go through here and you can try the different museums that are available. Okay. And there is, if you do get a physical pass, a few of them, like Tammy was mentioning, you do have to bring that back. Very, very, pay attention to that, be very conscious of that. If you pick ones that are not a print from home, make sure you do follow the rules so that everyone gets to enjoy the museum passes. Okay. Does anyone have any questions so far before I move on to the other online resources? You can unmute yourself, or if you want to put it in the chat, it's fine.
Okay. Pam, can you hear me? Matt again.
Hi, Matt, go ahead.
Yeah, I want you to be aware that when you speak, there is static, though we can hear you clearly as
Okay.
you talk. Static.
There is static. Is it? Let me see if I can switch. Thank you for letting me know that. Let me see if I can put some headphones on, see if that
I don't
helps.
know if anybody else is experiencing that.
Yes, I can hear it. The static.
Okay, let me put some
I can hear
headphones on. I think Zoom is
It sometimes has to do with the position of where the microphone is, and
Yep.
it's
I'm wearing
all
headphones
different.
now. Is that
Yeah.
better for everyone?
Better.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
thanks for letting me know, Matt. Anytime if you come to any of these, please feel free to interrupt me at any time if you're having sound issues or anything that we can do to improve the quality. Just, interrupt it.
Yeah. I put it in the chat, but I don't know if anybody saw it.
Okay, I definitely didn't see it. So, but yeah, no, if I keep going, just stop me. You have complete carte blanche to say, Pam, please, one moment. Okay. Any other
Pam?
questions? Yes.
Yeah, I have a question, it's Nancy. What if you belong to two different museums?
If you belong to two different museums?
Yeah, like I belong to the Rojan and I belong to the Brooklyn Library.
Yeah, you can, if they have free museum passes at the
No,
Brooklyn
I don't mean
Library.
for Libby. I mean, you just put in your different things.
Yes, you can have it
Okay.
switch back and forth between a variety of library systems. So like if you have a
Okay.
New York City Public Library card, which you can get as someone who lives in New York State, you can pay a little fee and get a New York Public Library card. You can then swap around between the different memberships. So sometimes if it's not available in one library system, you can swap to another library system. Sometimes they have more books or less books. So I've done that. Although quite honestly, I did it more in the past. I'm finding that the Mid-Hudson Library System is really doing an excellent job. I find very rarely do I ever have to switch another library system. I find a lot of what I'm looking for there. Looks like Teresa and Kurt have a hand raised. Do you have a question?
Yeah, well, I just wanted to make a comment that on the Mid-Hudson Overdrive site there, you can borrow books from three neighboring systems too, which I realized that I don't know, a few months ago. So that if you don't find something in our own system, you can try one of the others and
right, or if it's checked out in one system, you may have a chance that it's available in another one as well.
I don't think they let you put a hold on it, though. I tried that in one of the other systems, but they're like, you're not in our. So, but if they happen to have it available, I think I got a book that way one time that I couldn't get otherwise.
Yep. No, you're absolutely right. Around. I said, but for me, I guess maybe I'm a little bit lazy too, because you have to switch to the different loan shelves too if you go to different libraries, it's like, oh, which library said it was available,
Actually, now, this is Tammy,
Mhm.
actually, they have changed it so that, for those, for the neighboring library systems, the Upper Hudson, the, Southern Adirondack, Mohawk, those, it will search simultaneously. So if it doesn't find it in ours, it might find it in the others, but only if it's not on hold in the others.
Okay.
You can't, like, was said, you cannot place holds on the books in the other systems. But you don't have to do multiple searches. If you want to do New York Public Library, yes, you have to
Yeah.
do a
Right.
search.
Oh, that's good to know. I didn't
That
know
is
that
nice.
Yeah,
That
automatically.
is good. See, I didn't know that because I didn't use the other libraries. I went with the
Yeah.
New York Public Library, which is why I'm really glad Tammy's here to team up.
It is true that I think Mid Hudson we've been really in the last couple of years trying to figure out how to beef up the Overdrive collection, the Libby collection, because it is so popular and
Yeah.
um,
And
we
I
don't
wouldn't
want
say
people to
trying,
think-
I would say succeeding. Thank you very much, Tammy. You and
Mhm.
the rest of the Columbia County libraries, you're doing a great job. So here, let's go into online resources because we got just, I think we got just a moment or so here, but I wanted to make sure you saw these resources here. They have, the ebooks and audiobooks, which is there. It has Canopy, which is our movies, and Hoopla, which is movies, TV, and also music. There's online learning, so you can take Coursera courses, Digital Learn. They have language learning app. So if you want to learn another language, you can use this. It's almost, you hear like Rosetta Stone, those type of learning apps you can do there. You can see history archives for local newspapers going back, including like the Hillsdale Harbinger from 1887. So if you're doing genealogical research or just you're curious about history, you can see a lot of historic newspapers through here by logging in. Job and career help. So you can submit your resume, you can have experts check it out. You can do some interviewing, coaching to practice. There's a lot of the genealogical resources that are available. Health references, home access, which allows you to get even more resources like archives and journals. And here they have, let's see, they have their digital navigators will help you with any of this.
This is just come into the library and have staff help you.
Which is nice. You actually have the analog version of all of this online stuff, which is an actual wonderful person to help you. So, which is key because you can see it's a really rich resource of items that you can use with your library card from home. So there's all different, and you can see even more job, health, business resources, information on the accessibility toolbar, which I had turned on and I use from time to time too, because I prefer it. And then they have different online classes you can take. So go through that one little button there and you'll find a wealth of interesting things that you can try for free with your library card. So if anyone has any more questions, like I said, I will follow up with a little mini lesson on how the mobile site works. You will get that email from Tammy. Just give me till the weekend to make that up for you, because I said I'm wrapping up this job here, but I will make that. Any questions, feel to take yourself off mute or chat. If you have no questions, and feel free to leave at any point. I won't feel offended, and I'm really glad that you came out tonight to go through the different apps. I think our next session, I think, is the iPhone.
Yes, iPhone photos. Yes.
Okay, iPhone photos. So we'll cover that. Different ways, tips to take better pictures with your iPhone, how to manage the storage, how to edit some of the pictures in your iPhone. This is iPhone specific. Everyone's welcome, but if you have an Android, it's not going to apply to the camera settings or anything like that on your Android phone. This is going to be iPhone or iPad specific, the next one. But let me see. But if you you have
just
any
out of-
questions?
That's Marie. Just out of curiosity, how long has Libby been around at the libraries?
Oh gosh, it used to be Overdrive for the longest time, and it existed back when I was working at the library, and that was over 7 years ago, and that was a few years in with that. It's got to be at least 12 or 13 years old. What do you think,
Yeah.
Well,
Tammy?
I don't know. I mean, yeah, I'm trying to remember when I started
Yeah.
using it myself, which is many years ago.
okay.
Yeah,
Because
it
I
was.
just recently discovered it the last couple of years, and I mean, by far, I love it. I absolutely love it. You know, and truthfully, I'm doing more reading instead of having to get in the car, drive to the library, poke
Mhm.
around, see what's what. And the fact, like you mentioned with the magazines, you know, People Magazine is something like, I don't know, $60 a year. So this
Yeah.
way here, if you like looking at a magazine, you can just one night, bing, 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 and you're done with it, you know, from there. So this was very good. I've enjoyed it immensely. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you for your patience too. I wish I could have shown the mobile app, but I will, like I said, we'll follow up with that one. And I'll also maybe get together with Beth and Tammy and figure out what the heck.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on.
A question.
We'll make sure it's ready for the iPhone next week.
Will
or 2 weeks.
notices of the next class be sent to everyone who has attended today?
If I can add you all to the list for the next one. I
Good.
mean, sure.
Okay.
Thank you.
They'll be happy to do it. So, but yeah, and you can stick around and ask any question. Otherwise you can go. I'm going to be the last person in the room. So until I won't close the door on anybody. So if you have, I always, sometimes cameras are off, cameras are on, then that's fine. But I hate to if someone has a question. So if you want to continue, thank you for coming, and I'll see you at the iPhone session. You're welcome to drop out. But if you have a question, stick around. Like I said, I'm going to be the last one to turn the lights off in here.